Hi and welcome to my North Knit Corner. My name is Anne and I come to you from the south of Norway where I live with my husband and our 3 boys. Welcome if you are new, and welcome back if you've been here before. I appreciate that you are here and I hope that you have some time to listen to me talk about my projects and my knitting. So welcome so much. I have timestamps below on my episodes, so feel free to jump to whatever you want to hear about. And I also have information about everything I talk about in the description box below. I link to my Ravelry projects and to Instagrams to the people I talk about, and podcasts I mention and stuff like that. So I hope you find the information you need in the description box. If not, don't hesitate to contact me on Instagram, for example, and I will answer you as best I can. There are a few new subscribers, which is so much fun. I hope you enjoy the content here. So I thought maybe I could talk a little bit about myself. It's been a while since I told you about myself, I think. My name is Anne, as I said. I live in the south of Norway in a little town called Vennesla. I'm 41 years old for another few months. And I live here with my husband and our 3 boys, Nathaniel, who is almost 17, Enoch, who is 14, and Samuel, who is 7. So yeah, I don't have a job because of health issues and chronic illness, but I have this podcast, which I love, and I love to knit. So I have quite a lot of knitting time, and since I'm knitting so much, I really appreciate that you want to listen to me talk about all my projects so that my family don't have to. I think they are very grateful to all of you. Yeah, so that's just a little bit about me. Yeah, let's get started with the FOs. The first FO I want to talk about is this one. It's the Wilfreda by Wenche Roald. She's a Norwegian designer. This design has become so popular here in Norway the last month. So many people have knitted this, and I can understand why. It's just like the ranunculus or the love note. It has the same vibe. It has a great shape, fits well, and it has this fun cable design, which was a lot of fun to knit. I had some trouble with the cable needle, but that's just on me, not the pattern. The pattern is also in English, so that is a lot of fun. So I can highly recommend it. I have knitted this in my advent from last year, from Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co. It was called In December We Wear Pink, and it was a fade, or it is a fade, from light to dark pink. So it's really nice. I've knitted together with Dale Tynn Kid Silk Erle in the color powder pink. It's the number 4040. I knitted the size small. It's on 4.5 and 6 millimeter needles, and I used 2.5 balls of the kid silk, and when I calculate the amount I used from the advent calendar. They come in 20-gram mini skeins. I used 7.5 mini skeins in this sweater. So it weighs 210 grams. So this is only a part of the advent calendar. I have knitted one more sweater out of it, the Sorel, which was the first 14 days, so it was much lighter, and now I have used the last 10 days, I think, yeah, to fade in this. So I did try to fade it as best I could, but it has become some stripes, but I don't really mind. I think it looks good anyway. So you can see it's kind of stripy, but I don't mind. I think it's beautiful. I love it so much. And I want to knit another one. But maybe not before fall, because now we have like between 25 and 30 degrees here, Celsius. So it's too hot to wear this. I went outside to take some pictures, and I was just, yeah, it was so hot. So it's not a sweater for this summer, but that's okay. I can't wait to use it in the fall. And yeah, as I said, I already used the first half of the calendar for the Sorel, and I've knitted this. So out of the calendar I've gotten 2 sweaters, and I still got all this left. And this is 150 grams. So I'm thinking maybe a mussel burr hat with stripes or fade or something like that. Yeah. So even though it's a bit expensive with an advent calendar, I got a lot out of it. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's the Villfredag. My next finished object is the Garticardi by Anna Daku, the Bluebird box on Instagram and YouTube. And I will try to show you this, but it's quite big, so maybe I have to put in a picture. This is a lot of fun to knit. It's meant to use scraps of fingering yarn, and that's what I did. You knit with the 2 strands of fingering, and then you change only 1 strand at a time, so you get this fade. And it's really well described in the pattern how you can put together your colors and do the fade. So that was very, very nice, because even though colors can look very similar, when you take it under like a black or you take a picture in black and white, you see the contrast much better. And that was helped me so much with choosing which colors to put when in the cardigan. I knitted size 2. Maybe I could have knitted size 1, because what I didn't think about is that superwash yarn grows a lot, but still it's just a big, nice, comfy cardigan, and I'm going to use this a lot this winter. And that's my prediction anyway, because it's so comfy and big, so I don't mind that at all. I knitted on 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles. I used a few months on this one, but the cardigan went pretty fast, because it's garter and it's stockinette on the arms in the round, so it goes by fast. No purling, which I love. Or yeah, it's okay to purl, but I don't mind when I don't have to. But what took me the most time was the collar band. It's in brioche, and it took me some time to start it because I had some troubles in the beginning. And when I almost, you knit two, so you seam them together in the back of the neck. And when I'd almost finished the first one, I realized that I didn't have enough yarn. So I had to rip it out. I had another black yarn that was a little bit lighter, and I just had to alternate those two to get enough. But I had to rip a lot of work out and start again to alternate those two yarn to have enough. But that's okay. So you need some patience for the collar band, but it's worth it in the end. And I had some troubles underway. I did something wrong and blah blah blah, and I had to rip it back because I don't know how to fix brioche. I know that there are a way to fix it, but I just had to start again a few times. But then I got I was finished in finished in the end. So yeah, and then you have to sew the collar band on, and I'm not very good at sewing, so it took me some time as well. And I didn't how to say that in English. When you sew on this collar band, you have to like stretch it out so it doesn't get sloppy. Yeah. And the first time I did it, it was a mess. So I had to rip it out and start again, and I was really like holding it out and then sewing because I wanted to stretch it as much as I could, so it was nice around. And I think it's okay now. It's not easy to show you this. It could probably be better, but it is as good as it's gonna get when I am doing it. Yeah, and then I wanted pockets, and you're doing afterthought pockets, which Anna has a great tutorial on in the pattern, so that helped me a lot. But you have to cut into your knitting, which I thought was very scary. And you put a needle over a garter ridge, is that what you call it, and one under, and then you cut in the middle, and then your stitches are going to be on the needles on both sides, so you have a hole in the middle. The first pocket, I didn't get all the stitches on the needles, so I was a bit stressed out, but I managed to save it, so it went okay. On the other one, I was really paying attention, so I wouldn't have that trouble there, and it went perfect. So that was good. And then you knit like a back flap. And I used Strops Charisma for this back because I didn't want to use my hand-dyed yarn for that when you can't see it. So I just used Strops Charisma, which worked fine. And I got pockets, and I'm really happy with it. So that's my Garty Cardi finished. Really happy with it. It was a lot of fun. I love to spend all my scraps. This weighs 697 grams, so it's almost 7 skeins of fingering yarn. If you're, it was scraps, but if you had whole skeins. So it's a lot of yarn out of my stash, which I'm so happy about. It is heavy, but as I said, it's a cozy jacket, and in the winter it's nice to like have a heavy cozy jacket around me. It's like a hug, so I'm happy with this one. Yes, the next finished project is a little project, Little Brother's romper. Here it is. This is a petite knit design, and it's knitted in drops, soft tweed. The color is marzipan. It's a number 2. Some leftovers I had from Kørsvetter, I think. Yeah. I knitted the size 6 to 9 months. I think it's smaller than that because I didn't do a gauge swatch. So, but it doesn't really matter. The baby is not here yet, so they can just use it when it fits. So that will be okay. What can I say about this? I have some cute buttons that I bought from my local yarn store. Some sheep. I thought they were really cute. And I took 2 buttons on this so they can choose the length. So that's a little gift done that I now can gift. Yeah. Okay, I have one more finished object, and it's what I'm wearing. It's the Seaborn Tee, a design by Hannah in Herb Garden Knitwear. I've knitted this in Rauma Pellini, which is 50% cotton and 50% linen, in the color 4801, which is green, and 00, which is white. Yeah, I knitted the size B4 on the needles 3 and 3.5 millimeters. Yeah, I can stand up. You see the beautiful shell design on the arms and on the bottom. It's so pretty. I really enjoyed knitting this shell pattern. I had some trouble with this one, not because of the pattern. The pattern is very thorough and very good. And it's so many sizes, and you choose a size for the body, then you can choose another size for the sleeves, so it's so perfect. So I highly recommend it, but the trouble is all on me, because you're probably very tired of hearing me having trouble with my gauge, but that's how it is here in my North Knit corner. Gauge is an issue almost all the time, but that's okay. I have a lot of knitting time, a very much knitting time, and since I have a lot of knitting time, I also have time to rip things back and do it again. So yes, I know you are shouting to me, you have to knit a gauge swatch and you have to wash it and block it. I'm aware. But my gauge changes all the time. Even though I have knitted a gauge swatch, that's not certain that my gauge when I start knitting on my garment will be the same, because it changes with the mood, if I'm very tired and my head is not on the right place. And yeah, so that's just how it is. I can start with one gauge, I can put the garment away and start on it later, and my gauge is totally different. So it's just the way it is. Yeah, but that's okay. I have time to rip back and I have time to do it again. So that's what I've done with this one. The recommended size for me was B7, to have the recommended ease and everything. So I started on that, but I saw very fast that it was going to be too big for me. So I did some calculations and I found out that I had to go down to the size 2. Yes, from 7 to 2. And then I knitted almost everything. But I tried it on, and I realized that even though it was not bad, it was okay, but it was tight. It was pretty tight. So I thought, no, I don't want that. You're supposed to have some positive ease in this pattern, and I didn't want to have it that tight. So I ripped it all out and I started again on a size 4, and that's what I have here. So after some tries, I finally got it, the body anyway, or almost, because you then choose a size for your sleeves. And then you knit on the top according to how many stitches you have chosen for the sleeve. And when I tried it on, I felt that it was just too tight from here and up to the shoulder. Yeah, and then I just stripped back and I knitted some more. But then it was wrong with the sleeves and the armholes, they weren't matching. And you knit the sleeves separately from, you don't knit it from the body, you knit them separately. And then you knit them on here. Instead of sewing, you knit them on. And I had less stitches on my sleeve than I had in my armhole. So when I knitted it on, it wasn't nice. Oh, yeah. And I tried some short rows, and I debated if I should try and knit the arm on and just reverse this. Yeah, a lot of things. I used a lot of hours on that. But that's okay. I don't mind. But then I decided to go for my sleeve, and then on the last row I increased the stitch. Yeah, I increased stitches to match my armhole. So then I divided the stitch, like I put some stitch markers around to have like, I have to have 10 stitches in between this. Oh, I can't find the word. Anyway, I divided the stitches so my sleeve would be correct around, so it won't be like, yeah, evenly around. I hope you understand what I mean. My Norwegian won't translate out or translate. Anyway, I have a finished object in the end, and I only used a week on all that, so that just tells you how much time I have to knit. Yeah, but anyway, I'm really happy with my end result, and I loved knitting this shell pattern. It's so much fun. And you do a tubular cast on, which I find a bit fiddly, but it is absolutely worth it because it turns out so nice with this shell pattern. So I really understand why you have to do it. Yeah, so I am happy with it. I used 4 balls of the white plus a little bit of the 5th one, not much, just a few grams, and 30 grams of my green color. So I still have almost 5 balls left of the white and 1.5 almost of the green. I don't know why I have so much yarn left. I thought I bought according to what's in the pattern, but maybe I didn't. Anyway, I think I want to knit another one, and I think I want to knit a size up, or maybe 2. No, not 2, because that will be too big maybe. But 1 more size up, because I want a little bit more ease. This is perfect. I love it over my dress. But I think maybe a one with a little bit more positive ease could be nice for pants and stuff like that. Jeans. Yeah, we'll see. I have so many plans, so we'll see when that will be. So that is my seaborn tee, and that was all my finished objects. So let's go on to whips. I have 4 works in progress, and you have seen most of them before, so I won't talk too much about them, but it's of course the calendar hat by Handmade by Mona. You can see how far I have come. I'm almost done. I've knitted in Rauma Finull. It's it's the color 452, which is grey, and 486 dark olive on 2.5mm needles and 3mm. Nice. I like it a lot, and I really love this folded brim. So this is like an advent calendar thing that is a Norwegian lady on Instagram. She does this every advent and makes a hat, and you get a new clue every day up until Christmas Eve. So I'm just doing it as an advent calendar. I knit 1 clue every day, like I would in December. So that makes it fun, and I don't get tired of knitting these hats, because I just do a little bit each day and suddenly I have a hat. So that's perfect. So that's my calendar hat, and then I'm still knitting on an Italian summer scarf by Francesca in an Italian knitter. I'm knitting this in Mrs. Fox yarn, thin shawl yarn. The yarn is 70% merino, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere, so it's so soft. I really love this. Oh, yes. The color is called Straw, and it's a very great pattern, very easy. It's free on Ravelry, so go get it. Yeah, and you just it's 10 rounds that you repeat, so I mostly do 10 rounds each day on this, because it's very thin yarn. It's 600 meters on 100 grams, and I'm using 2.25mm needles, so they're thin. But when I knit like 10 rounds a day, suddenly I will have a finished scarf, I think. But it's so nice. I am not sure how wide I'm going to knit it. It's pretty wide already, because this is so thin yarn. The pattern is written for Sandnes Line, which is a thicker yarn. So I will see. I don't know how much I want to increase before I start decreasing, but I think also when I block it, it will be better, maybe, if it holds its shape. I think so. Anyway, it's a very nice pattern, easy, fun, and oh, it's It's like butter. Yeah, so we'll see how far or how much I want to increase before I start decreasing, how long I want it to be. I don't know, I have a lot of yarn left still, 50 grams, so I was thinking I could use it all, but now I'm not so sure because it will be very big. Yeah, so we'll see, but it's a lot of fun to knit. And I maybe want to knit one in Sannesline as well, but we'll see. First this one. And then I'm knitting on the Girlfriend's Cardigan by Ankestrikk. I knitted a bit on this one. I'm knitting this in Drops Flora. It's alpaca and wool and Dale Tynn Silk Erle. The Flora is color 4 medium gray, and this one is 4002 gray. So it gives a nice marled effect. Here is my cardigan. It's just the wrong way around. Let me just fix that. Lot of yarn everywhere. Right. Yeah, gives this marled effect, which I really like. I'm knitting size small on 3.5 and 4 millimeter needles. It was a new construction to me, as I said last time. It has, you start with an I-cord and then you pick up stitches, first for the back, then you knit some of the back, and so you knit the fronts separately. I had some trouble because I thought maybe there should be like a space between the two fronts for the neck. And I read and I read and I read in the pattern, but no, it says to pick up from the middle. Or yeah, like this. So, and I was thinking that's strange. Where's my neck going? But then I looked at the pictures of the cardigan in the back, and I see that it's just like it's supposed to be. So it was just me being silly. I can take it on and you can see how it looks so far. Not so easy. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Like this. Looks good. I really like it. I kind of like this neck. Yeah, and it's very soft. I really like Drops Flora. I think it's a really soft and lovely yarn. Yeah, so I'm knitting on. I have separated for sleeves or connected it, the body, so it's just back and forth. No purling, just garter, or that's not totally true. There's a few pearls, but not many. So, and because there's like a faux seam in the under the arms. You can see here. So there's a couple of pearls there, but that's doable. So I'm really excited about this. It's not a project that is have to be finished with now because it's too hot to wear it now. But I'm excited to have this for fall and winter. Yeah. And then I only have one more project on my needle, and it's the Ripple Bralette by Jessie May Designs, which I'm sure you have heard about before. The Ripple Bralette is, like the name say, it's a bralette, so it's short on our just under the bust, but I want a long version, and I've seen many people knitted a longer one, and I've never really wanted to knit it. I've seen it, many people knit it, but then I watched Natalie in Knitty the other day. She has the podcast Love and Stitches, I think it's called, and she's knitted a ripple bralette, a long one, and I really liked it, and I thought, ooh, I want to try. So I have this beautiful yarn here. It's Paw Ply Yarn Co. The colorway Rudolph. I was so lucky to win this in a giveaway that Ruth had. Ruth in Ruth Loves to Knit. And I thought I want to try and knit the ripple bralette with this. And if I'm not happy with it, I can rip it out and I can knit some socks instead. So that's my thought. I'm knitting the size small, and it looks way too small to be on my body. But I have tried it on and it fits. Because, you know, you stretch out this ribbing and it becomes wider. And also when I wash it, I think it's going to grow a bit as well. So I think that's okay. I have a scale beside me and I weigh the yarn as I go. So I know that I have enough, because I only have 100 grams. So I want to use most of it. Or all of it would be the best, but I don't know how much or how many grams I need for the top of the, or like the, I don't know what you call the tops, top and the, yeah, and when you're done with the body, yeah. And I don't know how much yarn I have to have left for that. So I'm thinking maybe 20 grams, but I think maybe that's too much as well. I don't know. But this is 60 grams left, and I'm already knitted so much, and I'm under my bust now. So yeah, I'm gonna knit until I have 20 grams left, and I'm going to start the rest of the top, I think. And if it's too little, which I don't think, then I just have to rip back. We'll see how this goes. But it's a slow project, because it is, I've used 2 and 2.5 millimeter needles, two on the ribbing at the bottom and 2.5 on the rest. So it doesn't go fast, but that's okay. I don't mind that. Yeah. Is there more to say about this? I don't think so. It's a fun project, and I love to knit in hand-dyed yarn. It makes me so happy to see the colors. Yeah, I have a lot of fun with this. So that's all my whips, and I will have a drink of my iced coffee. Because I would have loved to record outside today, because we have like 25, 26 degrees. It's hot and it's so nice. It's not many days in the year we have that kind of temperature, so I just enjoy it. So I wish I could have filmed outside, but I have neighbors everywhere and I don't really feel comfortable recording and talking to myself outside with my neighbors. So we are in here, and here it's how many? It's 24 degrees in here. So it's hot, but it's good with some iced coffee. Anyway, normally I would have talked about acquisitions and plans. Now I don't have any acquisitions for this episode, which I'm happy about. But I always have plans And my next plan is to start the Tanka tea by Ani Uti Knits. I'm excited to start that. I want to start that this weekend, I think. And then I want to knit myself a brightest tee. If you were here last year, I knitted 2 of those last summer and I really enjoy them. It's my favorite summer tee, I think. So I want to knit that in this. This is the 100 gram skein that was with my advent calendar. It's called So Fetch and it's sock yarn, 75% merino, 25% nylon. And I can get a brightest tee out of 125 grams. So I need some more, but then I have this. So I think I can take, because for the muscle burr I don't only need 100 grams. I don't need that, even 90. So I have a lot left that I can use for this. So I hope I can like find a color that I can use in between for this one. So I can have a brightest tee. And actually, even though you shouldn't think that a summer top in this yarn would be wearable, I am in Norway. And yes, it's pretty hot today, but actually I like to wear it even when it's 25-30 degrees, because somehow it doesn't seem too warm to me. I really enjoy them, maybe even more than summer yarns like cotton and linen. Yeah, I don't know. I feel they breathe more, if that makes sense. Anything, anyway, I like my tops in this kind of yarn. Yeah, that was the 2 things that I'm thinking about casting on soon. But then I always have a lot of plans. Yeah, I have a long list. I think that's everything for today. Yeah, no need to keep you here longer than needed. I hope that you have enjoyed this time with me. I had a lot of fun. I love to talk about my knitting. I don't always know if what I say is interesting or if it makes sense, even because of my Norwegian English, and I don't always find the words, but you are very forgiving, so I appreciate that. But I hope that you had some nice knitting time, crafting time while listening to me waffle about my knitting. I really appreciate all of you, and I am so thankful for all your nice comments and your likes, and for everyone who subscribes. You are welcome to watch without subscribing. I'm just happy that you are here regardless. But if you want to, you are so welcome to subscribe. That really helps my channel out, to share my knitting to more people, which I always love to do. But I love that you're here, whether you subscribe or not. So thank you for being here. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful summer, fall, yeah, whatever it is where you are. And just hope that you have some knitting or crochet or whatever that you love to do, to keeping busy with. And I will hopefully see you again soon. It's the summer vacation here in a week. So next Thursday, my house will be filled with kids. That is always here. And I don't really like to film when my family is home, but I will do my best to to record through the summer because I love to talk to you and I need to talk about all of my projects or my family will be crazy listening to me. I think they are very appreciative to you that you want to listen to me so they don't have to. Anyway, I will let you go. Thank you so much for being here and I will see you next time. And happy knitting, everybody. Bye.